Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I did not expect to see so many young people in the room, actually. I would have expected I would see people from the government department, public utility sector, because usually that is my audience. So I'm rather puzzled in how to proceed, because I can imagine maybe my message for you would not resonate very well. So I got a little assignment. I just made it up. I think you're in, how many of you are in business school? So not technical university, but who is in business school? Or who is in business administration? How many of you have the ambition to ever become a vice president of a certain department in a corporation? No hands up. No one has the ambition to become a vice president of a department in a large corporation. And you are still here at Digital Thailand. You are at a startup environment. So what is your ambition then, if you don't want to be a vice president of a certain department in an organization? You want to be a developer or a team leader in a developing team? Or the head of a developing department? You want to be making your own company and let that grow? Maybe you have Huawei purchase your company? Is that your ambition? The assignment here is actually very simple. What I try to do today at the smart city environment is to try to change the thought of people in the room. That's my task. So if you're in business school today and you want to see how that works or whether I'm doing a good job of it, as a student, I think for you this then might be interesting. Otherwise, my message goes out to, let's say, my regular audience who are working in government and public utility sector. I was in St. Petersburg 8-9 weeks ago, and I was speaking at the World Economic Forum there, the St. Petersburg Economic Forum. I was working together with Mr. Putin and his Minister for Telecommunications and Development. And we were talking about how smart cities really can connect different regions and different areas. And if all these smart cities can work together, like a computing network, if you like, then all these smart cities together become a smart grid. If you're in telecommunications, or if you're in the IT infrastructure team, or if you're as a student in a technical university studying about computer science, surely you know what I mean when I say smart grid. This smart grid, this combination of different cities combined, will provide, especially for Thailand, an infrastructure where different kind of corporations, different kind of organizations can log on to and make work from. Like healthcare. A nationwide, smart, intelligent infrastructure allows healthcare to share services. Education, in your case. What happens if you break a leg today? You go in the ambulance, you go to the hospital, someone puts you in a cask, and then you go home and you need to revalidate, you need to recover. How do you attend your class from home? A nationwide smart infrastructure or a smart grid can connect all the university campuses, can connect professors and teachers, and can connect students, right? Here's one thing that we found at the St. Petersburg Economic Forum. And the key thing is what I've been missing since I came here yesterday and listened to your president have a wonderful speech about he thinks that the digital infrastructure and the digital agenda for Thailand is going to be about. And the key thing really that we're missing today, and that's what I'm trying to get across to you and to everybody here, is that if a region or if an area is not safe, people like you and like me probably do not want to live here. We want to move to an area that is safe. If it's not safe and if it's not secure, it doesn't make sense to invest your tax money, your parents' tax money, my tax money, into a nationwide infrastructure to support healthcare because people don't get old. They get old where it is safe. So we came up with the idea to check and to balance in our global infrastructure deployments. So what Huawei deploys worldwide in smart city initiatives, in smart education and smart healthcare, to see if there is an economic factor that can combine them all. And the economics of smart cities, we find, really sits with first safe and then smart. If we are able to provide an infrastructure that can connect all these different cities, all these different departments, different universities, different hospitals, different city halls, government services in one unified operational process, and we're starting with using this infrastructure to create public safety first, surely after safe, it's very smart to bridge and to connect healthcare and to connect education. So the title of my slide is The Economics of Smart Cities is First Safe and Then Smart. And why should it be safe? As the slides behind me are showing you, there are a number of threats that are just there. We do not control the weather as much as we like. I think when you're working in agriculture, it is possible to create a rain shower at some point. You can put up a drone up in the air and it can blow some gases, and then fumes are starting to evolve, clouds are creating, and then it starts to rain. But that's not the control we talk about. We do not control the weather in terms of putting hurricanes down. As a result, hurricane comes in or typhoon hits land, and we have a disaster. And every day when this is about, more and more people need to call the 911 command control room. These are the guys that are also helping you when you have a trouble with your car. Or if you break a leg today and the ambulance needs to go out, you're calling 911. We are facing a number of threats that are always coming our way, and as a result, the government has put many things in place to handle this. Some of the challenges are actually bringing challenges to agencies. Here are some examples from all over the world, and the middle one actually is very interesting. The middle one is from early January 2015, where in Paris there was an attack on the Charlie Hebdo cartoon people. And people were fleeing. People were killed, and then the killers go out. What you would like to have is an infrastructure that is so intelligent that it understands who is where at what time, and I can share information across different departments. I need to close a road for public, and I need to open up a road for emergency responders. At that time in Paris, it did not exist. Someone in the street was seeing people with guns going into a building, and he called 911. There's a phone call. Hey, it's me. Who are you? I'm John. I'm in Paris, and I see guys with guns going into a building. Where are you? I'm in street something this and this. This is the only information available. What you would like to have is a number of collective intelligence components. You want to have more people with more views sharing this information and giving it to not just the police, but also to fire departments, to ambulances, and what have you. So in the middle part, the ability to share the information that's available in a smart city, which Paris is actually, because they control water very well, they do waste management very well, they have smart city lighting, they are a smart city, but from this smart city point of view, the safety part just didn't connect very well. The same goes on for your guys on the left-hand side and for me on the left if I turn myself around. This is a square in Shanghai. This square in Shanghai is tailored to carry between 12,000 and 15,000 people a day. That's the amount of people that can go into this park, and that's an average. Built on this average, the government of Shanghai has assigned, I think, around 150 or 180 police officers just on a patrol in the surrounding of this park. They got 3 fire engines and 2 ambulances. And at one point, at a certain moment in time, lots of people from all over Shanghai, and Shanghai is a city with more than 20 million people living in, more than 20 million people living in a city, all going into a park that was designed to carry no more than 50,000 people, 15,000 people. All kinds of cameras all over the city. None of these cameras able to give a notification to the government or to policing and to help understand that more and more people are going to a park that's designed for 15,000 people. Do we need more police guys when more people come into this park? Sure we do. Do we need more ambulances? Sure we do. Do we need more fire engines? Sure we do. Do we need maybe to be intelligent and to block all these people to go into this park? We might. In this case, not. In this case, a huge stampede in this park. Lots of children killed because of the stampede. Lots of elderly people ran over, etc., etc. Huge problem. Huge problem. People calling 911 in the midst of the stampede. Mind you, a park, more than 15,000 people. Half of them calling 911. The telecommunications network got congested. What is a smart city if it cannot carry the safety part? And what is a smart city if it cannot handle multiple people calling 911? Last but not least, on the right-hand side for you guys, a serial killer in China was being notified with 2 images from 1 security camera. These were the only clear images that we had, that they had. And based on these 2 images, more than 1,000 people had to work for a whole week long. So imagine that you're a student in policing, you go to police academy, you got an internship. Usually you're the guy that's get pinpointed to work on Saturday night, and they want you to investigate video streams. Look if you can find this guy, that guy on the right-hand corner. based on hours and hours of video streams, I can imagine you're getting tired after 2 or 3 hours of looking at this. Your sense of judgment, I guess, is going down. Maybe you find the wrong guy. Another investigation. Hours and hours of time wasted. In a smart city with a smart infrastructure, you can imagine if we are able to collect and aggregate the computing power of all the cities combined to give us the computing power to use the algorithms that we need, just like we search for a pizza near Phuket today, like Google does, because Google has a very good search engine with a very good search algorithm. When I come here and I want to have a pizza in Phuket, what I do not do is search Google for Phuket. And then when I get a hit list of Phuket, I find search me the pizza restaurants in Phuket. And then the third search is find me the one that has a margarita. And then the one that says find me the margarita, which is a 100-meter walk from where I am. That's not how it works. What I do is Phuket pizza margarita. Based on my location, I get the hit list where number 1 is the closest to me, and the last one is the farthest away from me. In this case, what we would like to do is, suppose a guy in a park has killed someone, he has blue jeans, red t-shirt, he drives a black car, and he has a license plate with a 3 or an 8 or an L or a 7. You want to go to Google, or you want to use a Google-like mechanism that says, find me through all these images, a guy that comes close to blue jeans, red t-shirt, black car, with a license plate that has an L or a 7 or a 3 or an 8. In this case, not. Hours and hours of time wasted. Benjamin Franklin says, time is money. We kind of say that if you can save time, you're actually saving life in public safety. And we find that there's a key reason behind all these issues in public safety. So, yes, we have CCTV in cities. We got city surveillance. We got a smart infrastructure that's helping us with waste management. We got all these kinds of safe city deployments. But no city at all in the world, only the ones actually that we're talking to, is putting things into a program and is allowing agencies to create awareness. Because these are the guys that are helping us on a day-to-day basis. These are the guys that need to understand what's going on if, excuse the expression, shit hits the fan. If trouble starts, then these guys need to know and have information. The first line responder, which is the one who you get on the line when you're calling 911, that's the guy that should not ask you who you are. I'm in the park. What park? Where in the park? What entrance of the park? East, north, south? This discussion is not what you want to have. What you would like to have is a smart city infrastructure that understands if you're calling 911 from the park, that there is a map in a big screen with a big red bulb blumping and blimping, and this is the indicator that it is you. And around you, as a caretaker, I'd like to have a view on where are my nearest ambulances, where are my nearest fire engines, where is the nearest police guy, and can I connect all this information in one go? That's what you would like. You want to bypass the unawareness and you want to create the awareness. And a smart city, we find, should be able to deploy that. If we're looking at what we're able to do today, is we are able to do today to collect information from different channels. What happens if today there is a car crash out in the street here? Which one of you has a smartphone? Everybody, I think, right? Probably, no, not even probably. For sure, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take a picture or you're going to make a movie and you're going to put it up on Facebook. I do not think that if there's a car crash outside right now, that any one of us is going to call 911. We're going to take a selfie or we're going to put it up on Facebook. It is a case from all over the world. In a smart city with a smart infrastructure, what we're able to do is we're able to collect this image. So instead of having a government push to market that says you should not take a picture from an accident, it's not allowed, it's not ethical. You should call 911 when this happens. Instead of pushing this as a government guideline, we are able to say, we don't care. We are a smart city. In a smart city, you can publish what you like. We can take the images, we can give it context, and we can present it to the right way, to the right guy in the right way at the right time. In the first part, collective intelligence. Collaborative public safety, by the way, is a word that comes in here. It's invented by Mr. Robert Peel at the end of the 1800s, early 1900s. And what it means and what it does, and there's many reports in policing and public safety that you can find, that says that the majority of cases that are being solved are actually not being solved by the police. They're being solved by the public. They're being solved because of your information to the police, because of your intelligence. So collective intelligence, if we can find a smart city with a smart infrastructure where all these information streams can be combined, can be aggregated and work together, we added an economic factor because we shortened time, we're creating more value for the city and from the city because of this infrastructure, and we can share it. Because in the middle part, we can enforce collaboration with different agencies. Maybe if there's a fire in city and someone took a selfie of the fire, we don't need to go to the police, we need to go to the fire department. 911, calling, it's the police blocks the road, and then lets the fire engine in. With the right collaborative infrastructure, no need for that. Last but not least, and that's the easy part, an image says more than 1,000 words. We find that all over the world, if we can integrate the different video streams across these smart cities, from CCTV cameras, parking places, and what have you, it really becomes more intelligence. It really becomes critical video communications. And these video streams can connect today. If we're bringing this into a smart city environment where public safety has a key component, then the command control room, not of the future, but of yesterday, actually looks like this. I'd like to show you a video on how that could work. So if you allow me, the remote control doesn't work, so I need to do it manually. Here's a video on how public safety works in smart cities.
The new Mayor Stephen used an iron fist to crush crime. The head of notorious international crime syndicates, JK, was arrested today. Tomorrow morning, the Mayor Stephen will make a public speech and is expected to announce further measures to arrest the group's other fugitives.
Is there any different situation from last night?
The system had generated some alarms. A few people nearby the square at midnight, but it looks like there was nothing unusual happening.
Okay, let's browse the videos.
Seems that this guy has appeared in a few cameras.
I think there must be something unusual happening. We need to widen the scope of the investigation to see what this guy has done.
Sir, can't find any information about this man.
This man is very suspicious. Find out as much as you can about him.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you need to go and check if the car's gone, okay? And check the field for the tracking position of the car to see where it's gone.
Forged the license plate.
Slower Fox.
Sir, you entered the hotel.
Investigate immediately.
Yes, sir. Let's go. We're looking for this man. Can you help us gain access to room 3812? No people.
Check the hotel's surveillance video.
Target entered the room at 2:31 a.m. and went out at 5:53 a.m. Wait a minute. It didn't seem to be the same person.
not the same person. But there's no one else in the room.
This guy's the killer.
Trigger the emergency plan B immediately.
Yes, sir.
Take action!
To protect our citizens' personal property and security, we will increase our crackdown on violent crime.
Did we get him or did we not? That really is not the question. A smart city is a city that has a platform, and this platform is able to combine the computing power of all these cities across Thailand in this case. A smart city is a city that understands what's going on when it's needed to know what's going on. Between Italy and between Switzerland, there's a tunnel. This tunnel is filled with intelligence about air pollution, about quality of air, humidity, about toxic fumes coming out of trucks that's going in and out of this tunnel. Between Switzerland and Italy, you could say they created a smart border passing. What did not happen until 6 weeks ago is that all this information from this tunnel is being combined and is being notified to the first line responder. On the left-hand side of the chart behind me, you'll see something that we call Omni collection. What it's doing is, it is collecting information from different systems from all over the city. City of Beijing is using this principle to make sure that if heavy industry is too high up against the pollution that's also too high up, that they can make a decision based on this, based on sensors across the city who are measuring air pollution. If the air pollution hits a certain threshold, the government gets notification and they can make a decision. Do we close heavy industry in the proximity of Beijing and do we move it further inward to China, yes or no? Omni collection of information. During an incident supporting smart decision making, one platform that connects everybody, all the way up to the Prime Minister. If there is an incident at hand and we got information in real time that we can share to the video or the boardroom meeting that the President is taking today, or that a governor or a mayor is having today, this single platform that integrates and aggregates this all is also part of a smart city infrastructure, because this platform already exists. And last but not least, based on cloud infrastructure, which we as Huawei think is the key component to be more smarter in smart infrastructures for smart cities. Asking simple questions to a system and then let the system do the job. Find me the right guy, find me the white guy, in a blue jeans and a red t-shirt that drives a car with a 3 or an 8, an L or a 7 and a license plate. Connect all these images from all these different cameras and bring them together in one logical view and play it. From a desktop application point of view, this is bringing huge problems already today to policing. If you're a police guy today, you understand that your job is not computing. Your job is not to work with a laptop. Your job is to find bad guys. How to support with an application that is capable of understanding all these information streams that I've talked about and bringing it together in one application. Probably some computers in the police department already are there for automation, for fingerprints, incident records. If you're coming to a desk because your car got stolen or your phone got stolen and they need to take your report, someone is typing your name and numbers into different administration files. Imagine from this file already, with the right mouse click, you can connect to the right departments going forward and share information in real time. CEBP stands for communication, or if you want to move it higher up, collaboration-enabled business process. Based on information coming in, automatically the screen will be filled up with information you need to do your job in a proper manner, and you can dispatch and provide to the right person going forward. Huawei already has a platform in place that supports this. We are rolling out cases on an almost monthly basis all over the world. We got a global industry solution practice that is providing an integrated platform, and this one single integrated platform can connect all healthcare campuses. This one integrated platform can and does connect all educational campuses. This same singular platform can be used to make smart cities safer and to create safe cities in a smart way. In the back end, there is a big video data analytics platform built on cloud principles. And this platform really allows to collect information from different information systems, as you see in the back end. What it does, it creates an infrastructure which is smart. What it does, it facilitates smart city programs with different initiatives from different angles. As a result, we are able to actively provide and actively predict information from cities, crime trends, aggregation areas, hotspots, and these kinds of things. Connecting different databases, breaking down barriers, if you like. Last but not least, the gross domestic product. You can search this via any search engine. UNESCO has a lot of reports on this. The World Economic Forum has a lot of reports on this, but public safety has a key contribution to the gross domestic product, GDP. Your Prime Minister yesterday was enforcing that you, as the Thai region, need to move higher up the value chain. You need to increase or boost or create more value, not more pricing parts, not lower the cost, but create more value and more benefits in your GDP. From all our cases all over the world, including the ones in Western Europe, Latin America, even in North America, by the way, this one makes the most impressive numbers, because this one is the oldest in the Huawei industry solution practice when it comes to smart city and safe cities, and this one provides still today, on a quarter-by-quarter research, the highest and most impressive numbers. Crime rate is down. That's an economic factor. The closing rate for cases is shortened, meaning we can solve cases faster and we can solve more cases in the available time. That is an economical factor. The response time is huge. Instead of calling 911 and having to explain who you are, where exactly you are, and then having to wait for the right guy to be able to talk to you, because a police guy will probably take 10 minutes to be standing right next to you, is not what we're doing in Hefei and not what we're doing in other cities. We're going from 10 minutes all the way to 4.5 in this case. In Kenya, we published it a couple of weeks ago in a white paper. We're going to 3.4 minutes. In Kenya, mind you, where infrastructure is not that high up, because we're able to anticipate on information available from our smart city infrastructure. So if you ask Huawei, if you ask me, coming from our global industry solution sales practice, regarding smart cities, regarding waste management, regarding the Internet of Things, regarding machine-to-machine communication, machine learning, and all these deployments that we do globally, there is one key finding that we keep messaging today. Regarding smart cities, first safe and then smart. Because if it's not safe, it doesn't make sense to have a tax money paying into an infrastructure for healthcare or for education. First safe, then smart. Thank you for your attention.